Now we're going to talk about the different types of tissue. Okay, so there's 4 different types, right? So you have the connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, and neural tissue. So these are the 4 tissues that you should have in mind when we're looking at these. Understand what the different system that has it and what's the specific function. All right, so let's start off with epithelial tissue. So what is, or where can you find epithelial tissue? So epithelial tissue, you can find it either on the skin, right? So that's an example of epithelial tissue, or any kind of lining of the organs. So any kind of lining in the organs. What's their function? Well, they allow for protection, of course. They allow for secretions, allow for absorptions, and even allows for filtrations of certain physiological processes that takes place. All right. So again, big role is they play as a sort of like a coat that covers everything, right? Next, you have connective tissue. So what is the function, or what are some examples of connective tissue? So connective tissue is bone, cartilage, ligaments, adipose fat tissue, right? And so they play a big role in support. Again, protection and support. So how would you say protection? Look at your rib cage. The rib cage is made of what? Made of bones, a form of connective tissue. All right, so connective tissue here is protecting your organs. Also support, right? So it makes the reason why I'm able to stand up straight like this. Another type of tissue is muscular tissue. So muscular tissue, there's 3 different types, right? So you have skeletal muscle that basically is bound to your skeletal system, so your bones. You have smooth muscle, which is in charge of allowing for the movement of blood, right? So movement of blood, vasoconstriction, dilation, right? So smooth muscle makes fun of your blood vessels, makes part of your blood vessels. And then the final is the cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle is cardi, which is what? The heart. And then finally, you have neural tissue. Okay, neural tissue is what? Basically is part of your nervous system. So what's part of your nervous system? Brain, spinal cord, nerves. What's the function of them? Receive information, process information, and transmit information. So these are the 4 different types of tissue that makes up our entire bodies.